Good afternoon. I'm Linda. I'm your counsellor on call, where we have online membership groups so that you can get the help you need quickly instead of waiting for long-term appointments, which all serve their place. Now, we've got some fun stuff to do today. Well, hopefully you think it's fun, something a bit different. Okay, so today, brutal life lessons people have learned in their lives. Now, why would we be doing this before the weekend? Because you're going to have some downtime, you're going to rest and relax, and you're going to be able to think about it. Taylor, hi, good evening. Oh my goodness, yes, everyone overseas, it's still your Southern Hemisphere, it's still your evening. How you going, Mama? Brand new Bubba as well, and he's so cute. Okay, so if we learn from other people, we don't have to repeat it in our life, and then we can also teach our kids how to have a different life as well, and then on and we go for generations where we create the difference instead of waiting for somebody to do something different. We create it. Okay, in our own lives, in our own families. So, number one, no one will ever be able to make you feel loved unless you love yourself. And I was thinking about this because some people have a real challenge around loving themselves. And before you worry about the whole feeling of it, ask yourself the question, am I respecting myself? So when we have respect for ourselves, we actually take care of ourselves because we want to fill our cup so it flows out everywhere. Okay, that is possible, especially with our kids and our young kids, and we have really tired times, okay? So it's like, in the airplane where we have to put on our mask first, before we do it for our kids, then we've got to do it for us too. And then when we respect ourselves, we have boundaries, and then we'll teach our kids that too, which is a good thing. We will all eventually become old and unattractive in the eyes of society, and beauty shines from within. We will always be beautiful, okay? So basically, don't try to live up to society standards, because there are those that do it and do it well, and the rest of us, we can just have a good time not having to be high maintenance. Well, that's how I feel. I can't do high maintenance. It's not part of my makeup. Okay. You can't always get what or who you want. How many people do you think have really thought about that? You can't get who you want, okay? It's always going to be a melding and a mutual thing between both of you, or not. That's the way life goes. And we don't always get what we want, but we can pursue a path of passionate pursuits, okay? Which sit really well with us, and we're motivated to do them. Okay, number 4, brutal life lessons people have learned in their lives. Love, dating and relationship can't be figured out logically. They require empathy, vulnerability and honesty. So those 3 things are empathy. I can sit back and I can listen to someone talk. I can feel and understand what it would mean to walk in their shoes. So it doesn't mean that we have to have solutions, but we can sit with them. We can empathise that what they've gone through is really challenging time, or going through. It's a really challenging time. And vulnerability means that we learn who we can trust, who we can't trust. We don't just trust everyone, and let's face it, I've been guilty of that all my life, trusting everybody. And it's not healthy. Okay, it's just not a healthy thing to do. There's no clear boundaries, and then you lose respect for yourself as well. But it is something that we can rebuild, okay? We can rebuild respect within ourselves. And honesty, look, this has got to be my number one, not just a bugbear, but it's the highest point of integrity for me, is I just cannot do people who lie. And I can't do it because I'm very much upfront. What you see is what you get, because I actually don't have the ability to hide things. It just comes out because I'm on the spectrum. So it's just, this is how it is, this is how it is. And also it's another part of my soul makeup where if you tell me the truth, no matter how bad it is, okay, And I had this rule with my kids as they were growing up. Tell me the truth and there's no consequences. So no, if something happened at home and it's a mess and you tell me the truth, then there's no consequences, okay? Tell me a lie and you'll just wish you never had. Really. You really will wish that you just told me the truth. Tell me the truth about whatever happens outside of the house and there'll be no consequences at home, except we have to sit down and have a talk about it. But I can't control the consequences that happen outside of home. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. If we're not an open book, listen, I don't know how people hold on to all of that. Okay, I just I can't remember. I think if you can tell lies, you have this ability you'd have to have an ability to remember what the lie was that you told. I haven't got that ability. Good point. Yeah, so with honesty, it comes with integrity, okay? And you soon learn to pick people who have integrity as well. They have a high rate of respect for themselves and for others as well, okay? You can't change others. And listen, if you're in a relationship, you can't change others, okay? What you can do is be with somebody who is prepared to communicate, who's prepared to, and both of you, this is for both of you, is prepared to understand that life is a learning process. So as we're raising kids, we're going to learn how to do this on the go. Yeah, that's right, Joey. There are literally people who can't or won't see because of their own wounds, and there is nothing we can do to change that because of them having their own wounds, okay, at a soul and a spiritual level. We can't do anything to change them, and that's why we can't change them. So we need people around us who are self-reflective and responsible, who are willing to own what's happening for them in their life. So that's how we come to an understanding of I can't change somebody who's not willing to address their wounds. And we all have them, okay? We all have them, and it's a process that we go through because we want to learn and, encourage others around us to have a better quality of life as well. Okay, number 6. The person who cares less has the most power in a relationship. I really struggled with this one because it's true. But I struggled because it's always hard for me to comprehend that people don't care. I can't, and I still can't wrap my head around it, even though I can see it in day-to-day life. Does that make sense for you? So I get that people don't care. I can see that people don't care. And you can see that by how people live, whether they care or not, and how they treat other people. But in my heart, it's hard to comprehend that you can't see someone who's in need or somebody, who needs a hand in any way, shape or form, that you can't care about your fellow human being. That gets beyond comprehension for me, but unfortunately, it's true. The person who doesn't care usually manipulates everybody and has everybody dancing to their tune. So be aware and let the people who don't care, have control of their own life, but not yours. Yeah, absolutely, Taylor. When we're there, it's a really crappy situation. It just is. It's very energy draining for those of us who do care, because until we understand that they don't care, it's like I said, it's mind-boggling. How can you not care? These are your kids, or this is your family, these are your friends. How can you not care? But it is. So then we have to take back our power, put boundaries in place, and show we care enough about ourselves and others around us to not let that person right in to our life. So they can be here, they can be around, but they can't have a say. They have no authority in our life. Okay, so we take back our power. When in love, everyone becomes an idiot. I had to laugh at this because how true is it? Hey? When we're in love, we become an idiot. It's like one of the, you know how they say sugar is more potent than, I was just about to say the wrong thing then. No. Anyhow, Coke, any drug really, does heroin, more potent than heroin. Even love can be a drug too, it's like that. And look, I don't know if you've ever known anybody who gets out of one relationship and goes into another and then repeats that infinity. But that's because basically they like the feeling, the high of being in love, but they don't want the responsibility. Okay? All right, girls, thanks for being here today. I am going to duck over to my Linda Meredith org Facebook page and do another list. Yes. Yes, it can make us blind. Yes. All right, hands up, everybody. Love makes us blind until you get to my age and then you work out that being blind is just stupid. And look, when it comes to love, be friends, okay? And you know what? Here's the heads up with love. Let's get rid of this out of our face. When it comes to love, you want to know the person's loyal, okay? More than anything, you want to know that somebody can be loyal to you, all right? And girls, if a guy's interested in you, he will stay consistent. Absolutely. I look at it this way, and this is a pretty cheeky way of looking at it, okay? If you've ever listened to Mark Gungor and his men's brain and women's brain, okay, and women's brain are like a super freeway and they go like this. So our thoughts are around here and we can duck off into multiple various places, okay? But in a guy's brain, he only thinks of one thing at a time. Okay, so one subject at a time, not one thing. So one subject at a time. And, you know, he has his nothing box. So when we say to him, what are you doing? And he says nothing, he literally can do nothing. We will never experience this in our life. If we do, it's a rare moment and love it. But when it comes to love, okay, remember this, a guy can only focus on one thing, one subject at a time. So if he's not focusing on you, he's off focusing on somebody else, okay? There may be multiple someone else's, but if he's focusing on you, he's consistent and you know that where he is, what he's doing, and he has no problem knowing what you're doing, okay? No. He has no problem telling you what he's doing and being an open book, all right? Loyalty, respect, integrity. These are the things that you've got to look for in people, whether it's male or female. And here's the thing. It takes time for somebody to show you their true colours, okay? So it will take time. And I'm not talking even just a year. It can take longer because somebody can manage their behaviour, which means that, so a person I knew very well was angry. They stopped being angry and everyone's thought, oh, well, great. But they'd managed their behaviour for a year. And how you can tell someone's managing their behaviour is they don't go and get help to sort out the problem that they've got. So if they're not seeking help outside of themselves, the problem is still within themselves. So they're managing their behaviour, okay? They manage their behaviour for 12 months and 4 weeks. 13 months, okay? And then, bang, there was plastic bags on the floor and they went off like a frog in a sock over plastic bags on the floor, okay? So you've got to know that if they don't get outside help, whatever's eating them away on the inside will still be there. Taylor said, I've been with my husband for 4 years and I still can't understand him most of the time. Yeah. Sorry, love. That's good. It's true. And you know what? I've read heaps, I've watched heaps, I've learned heaps. But at the end of the day, what I found was in order to understand, I have to ask a lot of questions because they just think so differently. Anyhow, girls, it's been wonderful to have you here and you know, added benefit of a lesson in love and life. I love you all heaps. Pardon me. Hashtag replay if you're here for the replay. Have the most gorgeous weekend. The one that I'm going to go over to my other page and let's see if we can do this and do a quick video on soul. If I can get this to open up, I can tell you the topic. It's coming, but it's about soul. So, here it comes. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. 17 ways to conquer soul-crushing negativity. So when we're feeling right down deep that things can't get any worse. So I'm going to go and jump on my Linda Meredith org page and do that for you now. Oops, sorry. Have a great weekend, Taylor. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, bye for now.